I could picture people in Buddha fields around the universe hearing about what's happening on planet Earth and applying, standing in line, applying for an incarnation on planet Earth now. Who wouldn't want to be here now at this gorgeous planet that still could be saved? Wouldn't you want to be here?
So the beautiful little cherry tomatoes are just about right to eat. So good, so sweet and savory and just a refreshing taste. So unfortunately we sort of failed a little bit when it comes to the tomatoes this year. It's the first time we grew them in the greenhouse here, or the polytunnel, and it's been really good for that. They've had a nice, stable, warm climate, but we started out spring very, very ambitious and ready to, you know, take over the world with our tomatoes. But then, you know, life got in the way and summer got in the way, and you forget to water them every now and again, and we sort of bound them up very late as well. And yeah, far too concentrated. There are too many plants. We should have given them more room because it's really hard to pick and handle. So even though we won't get a very impressive harvest this year, I think something even more important are the lessons that we take with us to the next season. Improving the watering, maybe even have an automatic water system. So that we don't even need to think about it, and don't plant so many at the same place, and bind them up earlier. But you know, we're happy for what we get, and we take the lessons with us into next year. Now we need to drive some bales. So I forgot to mention one thing. I try to gather eggs like 2 or 3 times in the mornings now, because yeah, we've been getting issues with the hens, or I don't know if it's one or if it's a few of them. They are picking holes in the eggs and then they're eating the egg. So sometimes if I gather in the afternoon, there'll be 5 or 6 eggs that are totally empty. It's just the shell. What I do now is I try to empty the where they lay their eggs several times, like 2 or 3 times in the morning, so that they're always empty, so that there aren't any eggs for them to find under there. And hopefully the individual or individuals, the culprits involved, they will maybe lose interest after a while if there aren't any eggs. So I'm trying to do that strategy now. So I'm gonna drive some bales now, and then I'm gonna go get some more of the eggs. Right, so the last bale of 20, I think this one is from 2020. As you can see, some of the bales were in pretty bad shape. They had you know, mold and gotten wet in some spots. I think you can use and save some of them, but yeah, it's because the whole sort of structure, it was like I built a pyramid out of this. I had 5 bales in the bottom, then 4, then 3. No, I had 4 bales at the bottom, then 3, then 2, then 1. So all in all 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So all in all 10 bales per row. And at the beginning of the row, that's why I have these 2 silage bales here. At the beginning of the row, before I had these, I was trying to, you know, build this whole structure, and it kept falling back, of course. So yeah, you know, these have been sort of at a strange position. That's why they've gone bad. Otherwise, these green tarps, they're not tarps, it's a textile tarp for bales. They really do wonders. They work really well, even in our conditions, really wet autumns and, you know, snowy and icy winters. So yeah, so this is perfect. The last bale, I'm gonna drive it in now under the roof and to the shed, perfect because it's just starting to rain now, and they're forecasting 7, 8 or even 9 millimeters tonight. So get this in, and then when we do bale the straw, we can start off fresh with the whole year's batch sort of in one row right here, moving out towards the road. So yeah, good. Glad this is getting done.
Ganda!
So this is a great sign. I managed to get them into the little paddock here. They're very keen on this stuff, so I think it's gonna be really easy moving them this afternoon. So what I'll do is I'll lure them in this afternoon, let them be here, have some snacks, and then I'll jet on home 3-4 minutes, get the tractor and the trailer, and then just load them. I'm hoping it'll be easy, but So working with animals is a lot about positive reinforcement. Like, you really need to focus on things that they enjoy, things that they like, things that calm them down, things that motivate them to do what you want them to do. So in this case, I am motivating them, and I'm creating a a safe, a nice, a positive space. So whenever I'm working with the gates, the sounds of the gates, it's going to be positively reinforced. They're going to associate it with something positive, because they are eating at the same time as they are hearing these sounds. And I'm closing the gates, I'm opening the gates, I'm like handling them, stress-free. This really is the best way to handle and manage and move animals. And it doesn't work with all animals. Not all individuals are motivated to move towards you, and it feels at ease with these kinds of handling. But the individuals that do are the ones you want to keep. Those who don't are usually the ones you try to want to get out of your herd. These three here, they seem really motivated, so I think it's going to be easy to move them this afternoon. But I've opened the gates now so they can go out. They can have one last day of grazing, and then we'll move them in the afternoon. So, since we've been getting all this rain, the ground is very wet, so it's actually perfect conditions to, what do you say, pound the posts. So this is where the steers are gonna spend their winter, hopefully. As you can see, you have the feeder down here, and they have where we'll have the straw bedding. Is the red bill barn right there, so they can walk right up here. This is sort of a hill leading up into the forested area, so it's really beautiful here. I hope this works out nicely for them. Hope they get a good winter here. But as I said in the earlier video, it's a bit early. It's only end of August now, and they won't be here for another month and a half at least, I think. So, but yeah, it's nice to put slowly one foot in front of the other and see how this fence is doing, so that I have plenty of time to fix whatever posts need fixing and whatever wire needs to be repaired. So, beautiful morning to be working outside, really. What a blessing. So I'm already noticing that at least 3 of the posts already are rotted in the bottom, like underground, so they need to be changed. Making sure that you plan your work in small segments, I think, is pretty good. So now we do step 1, and another day we'll do step 2. So this here is looks very nice, doesn't it? Nice flowers. This is an invasive herb to our part of the world. It's called Impatiens glandulifera, I think. Himalayan balsam, and as I said, it's invasive. It was introduced to our part of the world, not only Scandinavia, but also you know, the UK, British Isles, and I think other parts of Europe, because of its beautiful flowers, I think, because it is rather nice and the pollinators like it, but it's rather invasive. It has a very aggressive, it spreads very aggressively through its seed production, and yeah, as you could see, we had a whole area right here that was also growing into the fence, so that's why I sort of wanted to remove that, and I don't want it to spread further, because I want us to sort of re-establish our native forest species in this little piece of heaven, in this little forested area. So that's part of step 1. Take down anything that you don't want here, and it also helps me get a better look at the fence. So sorry, buddy, your days are numbered. I think there's some more over there, so I'm gonna try to take those down as well. And then next step, another day, will be to change some fence posts. This is such a nice place. If I was a cow or a steer, I would love to live here, spend the winter. This is beautiful. So the plan now is that on this side right here, I'm going to have a nice pyramid of straw bales with the, you know, the fiber tarps on top to protect them. But if I just pile the straw in a pyramid with 4 in the bottom and 3, 2, 1 right there, and then come and stack the next row, what will happen is what happened 2 years ago, is that the first row will collapse, it'll fall in on itself, and I'll have straw everywhere and not be able to reach it. So this year I'm gonna try to be a little bit smart, and I'm gonna move some of the bales that are over here, and I'm gonna try to make sort of like a wall so that I can make my pyramid of straw bales and just gently stack them up against this sort of wall. Keep it nice and straight and yeah, secure. Let's get to it.
humanity is here with us, not just the living ones. All who loved our world. If we want to have an impact, if we want to make a difference, then we have to expand ourselves to know what is asked of us, and it is something quite big. And the ancestors can help us, don't you think?